Bryson DeChambeau has won the US Open not once but twice, and he still gets heckled walking off the green. TV treats him like a villain, golf nerds call him a problem, and purists swear he's ruining the game. At the same time, his YouTube channel is pulling TV-level numbers, kids are copying his swing, and brands can't stop calling. He's a major champion who left the PGA Tour for LIV, hits it like a video game, and now makes challenge videos that outdraw entire tournaments. So, is Bryson killing real golf, or quietly building the version of golf everyone will be watching in 10 years? Let's find out. If you grew up on TV golf, you know the formula. 4-hour broadcasts, hushed commentators, endless commercials, and storylines built around history and proper swings. You're supposed to sit quietly, respect the game, and wait for the big putts on 18. YouTube golf lives on a different clock. You've got a few seconds to hook people. Every video is a challenge or a story. Things like break 50, wild, beat the pro, matchups, or one-club rounds. Dead time gets cut. Reactions and banter stay in. A lot of that audience is watching 10 to 20-minute episodes on their phones. Bryson lives right in the middle of those two worlds. He's not just a YouTuber with a good swing. He won the 2020 US Open at Winged Foot by 6 shots, turning one of the nastiest courses on earth into a driver test. In 2024, he did it again at Pinehurst, getting up and down from a bunker on 18 to win by 1 over Rory McIlroy. He's also a live captain, a former NCAA and US amateur champion, a Ryder Cup weapon, and now a creator whose channel has had months with over 17 million views and more subscribers than the PGA Tour's official YouTube channel. If you want to know where golf is going, you watch what happens to Bryson first. Here's the thing about Bryson. He doesn't just bend the proper golf rules, he walks straight past them. He studied physics at SMU and built his whole game around controlling variables instead of trusting feel. To him, golf is a problem to be solved. Single-length irons are the perfect example. Wedges and long irons built to roughly the same length. One posture, one ball position. To an engineer, that sounds efficient. To a purist, it looks like someone trying to code golf like a machine. In their world, the game is supposed to be about creativity and shot-making, not standardized geometry. Then comes the slow play allegations. At the 2019 Northern Trust, those clips of him taking forever over a shot went everywhere. Pros like Brooks Koepka called him out, and fans piled on. Overnight, he stopped being just the mad scientist and became, for a lot of people, the face of everything they hate about modern golf. And then, just when the noise finally started to die down, he joined LIV. He walked away from the PGA Tour, signed on with LIV, and took over as captain of Crushers GC. Then he started going crazy low. A 58 at Greenbrier, a 63 inches Chicago, team trophies, champagne on the 18th green. The scores weren't the problem. For traditional fans who already hated LIV and were tired of the distance, the data, and the slow play drama, seeing him thriving there felt like confirmation. Bryson hadn't just left the PGA Tour, he'd picked money, chaos, and a new system over the old idea of legacy. And he didn't exactly tone it down. Now he's dunking balls in salt water to test them, gaming 3D printed clubs, constantly swapping heads and shafts on the range. Everything about him says experiment, not old school pro. Which brings us to the question, what happens when this kind of personality collides with the algorithm era? On television, Bryson isn't a person, he's a storyline. At Winged Foot in 2020, he blew up the US Open script. Everyone said you couldn't just bomb driver on that course and live to tell the tale. He did exactly that, won by 6, and overnight became the face of golf's distance problem. 4 years later at Pinehurst, He turned into must-watch TV. The final round pulled in millions, peaking at more than 11 million people as Bryson and Rory traded blows coming down the stretch. That bunker shot on 18? That became the clip every highlight reel had to show. But here's the catch. No matter what he does, the way TV packages him barely changes. He's always the polarizing disruptor, bulked up body, huge drives, slow routines, LIV logo, old feuds with guys like Brooks. But that version of him is only half the story. Because once you leave broadcast TV and follow him onto YouTube, the rules flip completely, and that's where things get really interesting. Bryson didn't wake up one day with a viral golf channel. He started uploading back in 2020 with simple behind-the-scenes videos, practice sessions, travel days, mic'd up rounds, mostly trying to show a different side of himself than the mad scientist TV kept zooming in on. For a while, it was niche. Solid numbers, a loyal core of gear nerds and Bryson diehards, but nothing that looked like it would ever rival a TV audience. Then he had a realization. If he could engineer his swing with data, why couldn't he engineer his content the same way? That's where the modern version of the channel comes from. Simple, high-stakes premises. Break 50-style videos from the front tees. Mr. Beast-style gamification layered onto golf. Instead of, "Come watch me play," it became, "Come watch us try something outrageous and see if we actually pull it off." By mid-2024, the numbers proved it was working. In June, the month he won the US Open, he pulled around 17 million views. In July, fueled by collabs and headline-grabbing episodes, he blew past 40 million views and added hundreds of thousands of new subscribers in a single month. By the end of that summer, one golfer with a camera had passed the PGA Tour's own channel in subscribers and was routinely pulling TV-scale audiences without a network behind him. So why does the algorithm love the exact behaviors that drive purists mad? Because Bryson's quirks line up almost perfectly with what platforms reward. His obsession with variables gives him endless content. Every tweak is a new "will this work?" episode with a clear answer at the end. His slow, deliberate routines that feel brutal on TV become tension on YouTube. You see the calculation, then the swing, then the outcome. Longer tension usually means longer watch time. His villain story, the live move, the feuds, the mad scientist image, becomes thumbnail and title fuel. You don't need the full backstory. You just recognize the face and think, okay, what's he done now? And the best part? The people who can't stand him still feed the machine. They watch, they raid share clips, they comment. The algorithm doesn't care why you clicked. It only cares that you did. Bryson didn't stumble into YouTube success. He was wired for it. So what does this say about where golf is headed? This goes way beyond one controversial golfer with a camera. Bryson is one of the first true creator athletes in golf. He's shown you can be a top-tier player and also own your audience directly. Tours can control fields and TV windows. They can't control what he uploads to his own channel. Younger fans aren't discovering golf through commercials anymore. They're finding it through challenge videos, shorts, and collabs, where YouTube Bryson often comes before US Open Bryson. Majors and Ryder Cups will still pull huge TV numbers. But between those spikes, there's a new kind of competition. A 20-minute YouTube upload sitting one tap away on your phone. To purists, Bryson is a warning sign. A sign that golf is getting too loud, too optimized for clicks, too obsessed with distance and stunts, and it drives them crazy.